All right, it's time to go, guys. Welcome to Unbreakable Mind 44, a 44-minute mental strength training that starts in 3, 2, 1, boop. There we go. And as always, as soon as the timer starts, we get going. We're going to do a little bit of OG version this time. So for those of you who haven't been with us, this all started at places like this, where we had all the excuses to not do the workout, but instead postpone it and do it later. So all of this came from the things that we're going to do today, the exercise we're going to run through. It's really one of the most classic ones that we have in Unbreakable Mind. And it's going to take away all of your excuses for getting a workout done. Because it used to be like me, I used to travel a lot and I used to find myself in a place like this, in a hotel room, and I didn't have the space, I didn't have the stuff, I didn't have a gym, and outside it was cold or rainy or whatever, and I would say, I'll just do it later. And then as time went on that day, life happened and things caught up to me that were more important, more urgent. And then by the end of the day, it didn't happen. So I decided that I needed to figure out a way to always get a workout done, no matter what. And that's when I came up with the APE exercise. So the APE exercise is the always possible exercise, right? It's not about being like a monkey, even though that you can do that and it makes it more fun. It's more about not having or having all the excuses, but saying, I have a solution to all the excuses and I'll get a workout done anyway. So that's why we're actually doing it today, because there's no Wi-Fi outside, so I can't do it there, and I don't have the space, I don't have the gym, whatever. So we're just gonna do it like we did at old school, inside a little box at the hotel. And you can do this at the airport, you can do this in between beds, and all you need is basically the space you have to stand up and the space you need to lie down. And then you can adapt. And what's even better with this exercise, yeah, keep going, guys. We're in the warm-up phase now. What even better is that you can adapt it to all your situations. So let's say you have 10 minutes before a meeting. So maybe you don't want to get sweaty or you don't want to get like super high heart rate. You just adapt this thing. So that's what I'm going to show you today. It's called the always possible exercise. And it's a really fun one. Fun is the wrong word, but I think you get the point. Just checking in. Looking good. Thumbs up. Thank you. Right. And since this is the mental strength workout of this week, we do a VO2 max on Mondays. On Thursdays, you are living in the unknown. We're practicing how to deal with the unknown. So you will not know what is happening until I tell you to switch to something else. And that is the big part of exercise. And it's good to know that, because that's something we really want to practice. Because if you can get really good at handling the unknown, we will reduce a lot of anxiety, reduce a lot of stress, because we know no matter what happens, we're able to deal with it. So this is your opportunity to practice that. You just get in here, do the work. And if you're thinking, oh, maybe I'm not fit enough, I'm not sure I can do this, then every exercise, you're able to adapt it to your ability. And the exercises per se are less important than the attitude towards it and just figuring out a way to get it done. That's why we're here. It's more mental strength than it is physical strength. The physical strength is just a bonus. So all you need to do is follow me and adapt the exercises to your needs. And if you guys have any questions, you're like, I don't know what to do in this situation because I have a hip injury or whatever, just let me know and I'll figure it out. Cool. All right, keep moving. Just get your general heat up. You can go for a jog now. Put me in your pocket, whatever. And just go for a little jog. But just get generally warmed up from top to bottom. Nice. Looking good, guys. Yeah, exactly. The only thing you know now is that it's going to be 44 minutes long. That's what you know. Everything in between is going to be an experience or a little bit of a opportunity to deal with the unknown. Okay, let's go into the APE exercise. It's very simple. Squat. Okay, so it's basically a squat, stand up, into a push-up, into a deep squat, stand up, and continue like, you can even jump. Maybe I can actually do some jumping here. Let's push up, squat, jump. I'm just afraid I'm going to break something. But that's the cool part here. You can adapt all of this. So if you should go really slow now in the beginning, and you can take a step out, do the push-up slow, take a step in, stand up, and just do an easy squat. Or you can do a full out, where you go really fast, out, back, and jump, right? But the components are a squat, out into a push-up, into a deep squat, and jump into a squat. And then you just keep going that. So that thing, while I'm talking now, you do that slowly with me. So the thing with this exercise is that you can do it basically anywhere, right? You can do it like I'm doing now, slow. You can do it fast. You can do it when you have very little space, when you have very little time. And it's going to work most everybody, which is the beauty of it, right? So you get the legs from the squat, you get the explosivity with the jump, and you get the upper body with the push-up. But the idea here is, and you can tune this as well, however you want it. And you can play around with it. You do the components that you need today. Sometimes, maybe it's more of flexibility, so you focus on the stretch. Sometimes you just want to get the heart rate up, then you do it a little bit faster. But the idea is the same. And the reason why I call it ape exercises instead of just burpee is that you get to play around with it. It doesn't matter if you do 1 push-up, 3 push-up, if you do the jump, you don't do the jump, if you add something in between. But you now have your general movement pattern, which you will continue doing throughout the ape exercise. But you take responsibility over what it is that you need to do. So for me, I'm really stiff in my hips, in my shoulders after yesterday's workout. So that's what I'm, in my ape workout, that's what I'm focusing on, especially now in the warm-up phase. So I might do double the squats, then I'm doing everything else, because that's what I need, right? So that's what I want you to do now. Keep doing the ape exercise in your pace, in warm-up pace, focusing on the things that you need. And oh my God, am I tired today? I'm so tired in my legs from yesterday, but it was a good exercise. And here I am trying to figure out how to survive this one. This will be a good day today, guys. Oh yeah, okay, yeah, I'll repeat it, no problem. So, basic position, start from standing. You do a squat. You go a squat down into a push-up, into deep squat, and jump. That's 1 repetition or 1 revolution. And you can do that how fast, how slow, however you want. And now, since we're in the warm-up, I want you to go slow. So, oh, Robin. Nice to have you on, Robin. Cool. Oh yeah, yeah. Are you just hanging out? Sorry, I couldn't see the entire thing there. Oh, there you go. Yeah, it's fun. Just fun to have you on board. Thanks for hanging out. It's always fun. And you know, there's also a cool study, or a bunch of studies, where people just visualize themselves doing certain exercises, and that would actually improve their muscle strength. So that could be a good opportunity, Robin, to just do the exercises visually, or like visualizing yourself doing it. And that brings us to yesterday's mind gym training. Mind gym. So I don't know how many of you guys were on that training, but it's a really cool one because it allows us to build a gym for our mind in our head. A place where we can go, like in our head we go there and we work out and we train our visualizations, our ability to visualize stuff. Yes guys, we're still doing We're still doing the ape exercise. Are we gonna change? Who knows? But this is the one I'm going to do now, and you'll see what happens. Yeah, exactly. That's the tough part, right? When you don't even know how hard you're gonna go. So in the ape exercise, if you have an injury, you can just skip that part, right? So maybe you have a shoulder problem. Maybe you don't do the push-ups. Maybe you just do the squats. Or maybe the push-ups are too hard. Then you do the push-ups on your knees instead. So there's so much possibility here for you to get a workout in. And if it's, yeah, it's literally made to remove all our excuses. That's what it's for. So we can't make something up why we shouldn't do it. And even if you just have 1 minute, you can do 1 minute of this. And at least you've done something, right? And then maybe you realize, oh, actually, I have more time. I can do more of this. But for now, just calmly move through these motions. Exactly. Yeah, nice form, guys. I really like that. Great job. Yeah, just keep moving through the exercise. And we're still during the warm-up phase. So it looks good. I like that. Yeah, and you can mix up however many you want. How many squats, how many push-ups, whatever you wish. Just keep doing them. And like I said before, if you feel extra stiff somewhere, like I'm doing in my shoulders, then just put some extra time there. Oh. But if you keep doing this one, you'll get warm in a few minutes. Nice, let's see how we're doing. Yeah, it looks great, guys. Perfect form. Don't worry so much about the details. It doesn't matter that much. Like, just get in the flow, go through the motions, and mainly now in the warm-up phase, you want to get your body warmed up. You also want to get your mind in the right position. All the things that are making you think about what's happening outside, what you're going to do after this, all of that, I just want you to leave outside. I want you to get in the yellow zone. The yellow zone is where we're calm, where we're focused, and we have filled our little coconut with the things we want, i.e. the things that happen right here, right now. So if you're thinking about what you're going to do after this, or before this, or what you did before this, then the very simple way to get out of that state and to be present is to fill it up with something else, the things you want. So if your glass, whatever it is, your container of something is half empty, then there's space for crap to come in. But if you fill that container, i.e. your brain, then there's no room for anything else. But as soon as you leave a little gap, as soon as a little opening in your brain, then it's going to be filled with something that's easier to fill and more satisfactory to fill automatically by your brain. And since we as humans are biased towards negativity, it's going to be something that's probably not beneficial to you. At best, it will be something just distracting, like a TikTok reel or something. And at worst, it's going to be something that you're struggling with, something that is hard. So my best bet is always to fill my brain up with the things I want, and in that way just exclude the things I don't want. And that could be as simple as just focusing on my breathing or focusing about my form. If I do that and I'm fully focused, then it's really hard for me to think about anything else. Does that make sense? Give me a thumbs up if that makes any sense. Okay, makes sense. I'm happy with that. And you're more than welcome to criticize, guys. You know that. If you don't think it makes any sense or you think it's stupid, I'm always up for for a little mini debate. No worries. Okay, grab yourself a little bit of water. The second excuse I always had during these things was that I never had the right gear, you know. So I just found whatever I had, like a towel like this, you can use as well. And then we're gonna go into hollow holds, which we've done a few times before. All right, so if you haven't done hollow holds before, it's basically just arms out, legs out, and then keep your back to the ground. And we'll start that in 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1, go. And the most important thing here now is that your lower back is on the ground. You shouldn't be able to shove something underneath here. And if you feel like your lower back is detaching, then you move your knees closer to release the pressure. Otherwise, keep them out, keep your arms out. And now the big game here is to move through your breathing. So you keep your core tight. If you do like this, you tap on your stomach, you should feel that it's tightened. It shouldn't be too floppy. Instead, it's tightened just enough to keep everything holding like this. And you just hold this position. And now, while everything's tightening up, you want to practice your breathing. You want to take nice, long breaths in. And at the same time, I want you to focus on the yellow zone, focus on your breathing, just getting present, focusing on right here, right now. And once you start feeling that, okay, you know, the pain is coming, it's getting hard, you have 2 options here now. You can either say, okay, I want to make friends, just accept it, and just like play around with the idea that, okay, this pain that's coming is just a friend of mine. Or you can do the more fun part. You can turn that thing into a demon and you can slay it, which is more fun. So basically you could just say that, hey, this pain, I see you and you're my enemy and I just want to get rid of you, right? So it's a kind of a little mind game that you're going to play with yourself here. But whatever you do, make sure you don't put yourself in the victim position where you're telling yourself, it's so hard, I can't do it, etc., etc., etc. That's the only thing that would be the wrong answer here. But instead, you want to put yourself in a situation where whatever pain is coming, you're fine. That means making friends. Or whatever pain is coming, you're ready to attack it and destroy it. It's all up to you. All right? And keep breathing. And recover. Nice job. All right, how are we doing? Thumbs up. Excellent. Yeah, just keep rolling with me, right? It's very simple this way. And we keep moving the entire training, as you know. So as soon as we stop one exercise, you just keep moving around. So we get 44 minutes of like nice little workouts. All right, go back into hollow hold in 3, 2, 1, go. This time, you're going to do the same thing we talked about before. Now you're just going to be quiet and you're going to see if you can notice your own thoughts. See what comes up. Don't judge it, don't change anything, just notice what's coming up. and stand up. Get into recovery. All right, the idea here now is that you have thoughts coming at you. It could be whatever it is, it doesn't matter. It could be either from things that happened before, things you're going to do after. It might be how it feels in your body. It might be a certain type of talk, like, wow, this is hard, or wow, this is easy, or whatever it is. And now I'm going to run you through a little process to make sure that we have thoughts in our head which are useful to us. And that's why I'm not saying positive here, because positive is something very different. But we want the thoughts in our head to be useful, and useful are the things that moves us in the direction where we want to go, right? So unuseful thoughts are things that are in our way that creates obstacles to where we want to go. So we want to make sure that the thoughts, things happening in the coconut, they are supportive or useful, or however you want to see it. That doesn't mean they're necessarily positive. I have a lot of friends who get a little real drive or energy from calling themselves very bad things. And I just think it's funny. It's not my style, but if it works for them, great. So it needs to be useful. All right. Now that you have your thoughts, that is going on inside your head, the next step will be to redirect those. But first, let's do another little round. Okay. 3, 2, 1, go. This time, if you feel comfortable now, which you probably should, then I want you to add some dynamic movement here. So either you work your legs out, whatever it is, or you just move around a little bit, or you write your name with your toes or your legs if you have the space. Whatever it is, I want you to move dynamic. Because everything we do in life, or most things we do, I should say, happens through movement. So if we train, we want to mimic, but also support those movements. So we don't want to do like a plank hold as a workout. We want to do a plank hold as a test, but that's a different story. But we want to, if life is about movement, then we want to practice those components that makes us better at moving. Hope that makes sense. And the only thing you need to keep track of here is that your lower back is attached to the ground and you have a tight core. That's the most important thing. Rest, you can just play around with. Yeah, you're absolutely correct. The idea here isn't like nobody cares. Nobody cares about how much you do or how long you do this, but everybody cares if you cheated. So if you had a rough day yesterday, like, you got to adapt to that. Nobody cares like what you did. Just do your thing. Focus on yourself here. This workout is for you, right? If that means, keeping your knees closed in so you get the recovery you need, fine. Nobody cares. It's all about you. The only thing you want to compare against is probably yourself, maybe yesterday, and from a mental perspective. Like, what are your thoughts? Are they useful or not? Okay, nice, stand up. Quick jog. How are we doing? Can we give some thumbs up? Cool. All right, yeah. You're doing good, Grace. Yeah, this is a little bit more, like you can move it how we want. You can do this really hard, you can do it really soft. But the thing is, you can always do it. So you have no excuses not to do it. And that's the key here, right? So the always possible exercise is what we're doing now. Okay, so now you have identified what's in your little coconut. Now you can measure it against, is it useful? Is it helping me to go where I want? Or is it not useful? It's stopping me from going where I want. If it's not useful, you basically want to replace the thoughts of something that is useful. So let's say my thought is, oh wow, this is heavy. I don't want to do this. Then you could take that, you could turn that into, wow, this is heavy. This is exactly what I came for. You see the difference there? It's just that the situation is the same, but it becomes something that we want, right? Well, I actually came here for it to be more difficult. I came here for an exercise. I came here for a challenge. So it's like, oh, you're actually getting what you want, right? This is the same thing that I I've used during the ultra trail runs and all that stuff. When it gets really hard and dark, and I realize, oh fuck, this sucks. I just want to go home and eat ice cream and cry and sit in the shower and weep. And then I realized, wait, this is what I came for. Like, this is actually exactly what I want. And then it's equally as shitty, but suddenly there's a point to it. There's like, wait, that's what I wanted. And so then you realize, well, if I don't get this, if I don't have this experience right now, I'm not going to get the things that I came here to get. So then it turns into a win. So that would be an example of turning something not useful into useful, right? Okay. Next round, you're going to do that with your own thoughts. All right? Get into position in 3, 2, 1, go. So while we're doing this round, you're going to start thinking about, okay, what are those thoughts in my little coconut? And how do I redirect them to something useful? Yes, exactly. You want to do that right now. You want to do that redirect. You want to identify your positive thoughts or your negative thoughts and redirect them to something useful. And if you already have useful thoughts or supportive thoughts, then you just want to reinforce that. Like, you just want to put some energy behind it. That's basically the last part of it. So once you have the useful thoughts, the useful thought patterns, you just want to really reinforce it. You don't want to be like, oh, this is what I came for. This is nice. You want to be like, holy shit, this is what I want. Because I came for this stuff. Like, this is amazing. So you want to put that energy into it, right? And like energize it. That's the last part. Yes, exactly. Exactly. And recover. Great job. Yes, exactly. So you go from non-useful thoughts, redirecting them to something useful, and then you want to put some energy into it. So it's not just like, you don't want to feel like you're just reading it off a piece of paper. You want to feel like you're getting excited about it. Like, I just came for this. This is why I'm here, So that's what you want to get into. And then that's the pattern you have. You find something that's crap and you don't want it, turn it into something useful, and then you reinforce the crap out of that thing. It's very simple. It's just a repetitive pattern that you have to do over and over again. Make sense? Can I get some thumbs up if you're good? Everyone still has a heart rate and still alive. I'm happy about that. And Robin, are you with us as well? Right, we're going to go back into the ape exercise in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. So it's a squat, a jump, into a squat, into a push-up, into a squat, jump, and then we circle. And now, so you get to choose now. You get to choose push or cruise. If you've been with us for a while, you know that push means that we're going to go all out. We're going to go really hard and really get the most of this. And if you choose cruise, it's going to be more focused on technique, more focused on just recovery or like going at it. This would be for the days when things just suck. You have no energy and you just came here to survive. Then you would choose cruise. But the idea is that we want to eliminate all excuses. So you can choose cruise if you have a broken leg. You would just have to adapt the training. So the idea is to remove all the excuses and still get the job done. All right, so keep doing the ape exercise. And as always, adapt it to what you need. So you can remove all the exercises. Sorry, all the excuses. Yeah, guys, and you can play around with it as much as you want. It's just a game, Have fun. Like life in general. Oop, might break the roof. I think that's okay. Yeah, so I'll give you a few examples of how you can adapt this. So it always works for you wherever you are and whatever you need. Does that sound good? Okay, perfect. So one example that you could do, you go in here, you do a push-up, and you feel tight in your hip. Then I would just go up here and give it a short stretch, deep squat, and stretch out. And do the same again. A long step forward, stretch your hips, stretch your hips. So you see, we're doing the same exercise. We're just adapting it for our needs right now. And this one's a good one. It's a good stretch. And you get to play around how much you want. But the idea is, you always keep moving in this pattern, around and around and around. And you reinforce the things you want more of, and you do less of the things that is not valuable to you right now. And if you don't know what to do, you're like, I don't want to make so many decisions. Well, you just do the normal one. And that's probably solved as well. So I challenge you to find excuses not to do this one. It's such a powerful one. So you can even go from here and do more like the stretching thing is, and out and back. It's all up to you. Another variation would be that you want to focus on your legs. Well, simple. Just do your squats up here. And then go out into a push-up. And then some more squats. You have endless opportunities. So, all right, give that a go, guys. You choose what you want to do. Continue doing that, or switch it around a bit, and just realize that, okay, I really don't have an excuse not to do this one. All right, you can go up into this one. And just play around. So yeah, this is where it all started, in places like this, where I just had to remove all the decisions from getting a workout done. So I would actually do it, because I will be an expert in finding reasons, especially the optimized versions. Well, I need the weights, I need whatever, but then instead I got nothing. I guess that's the Swedish saying, right? There's something about the one who asks for a lot gets nothing. So maybe it's just take what we can get, realizing that things are going to pop up in our day. And that's why I also like to do this first thing in the morning. You do the most important thing first. And if you do that until you die, you will have a really good life. And one of the most important things, I think, is to be physically, mentally healthy. And the best way to get there is to do what we're doing now. Stay physically fit. So if it's the most important thing, then we probably should do it the first thing in the morning. So at least, whatever happens that day, we will have that done. Even if that means going to bed earlier and getting up earlier. But who cares? We got the most important thing done for the day. If you believe that being healthy is the most important thing. If you don't, you get to do other things. And if you're thinking, well, this is in the afternoon, isn't really at all the first thing in the morning. Well, it's because you and I are not in the same time zone. Let's put it that way. So for me, this is the first thing in the morning. All right, let me have a look-see. It looks great. You're doing great. Just keep rolling with it. Keep enjoying it. Honestly, you don't have to enjoy it. That's just the bonus. That doesn't matter. Keep going through. And by now, most of you have realized that you could do this for, 1 minute. You could do this for 2 hours. It's just a matter of what zone you're going to work in. So if you're working in the yellow zone, which we talk a lot about in the Unbreakable Mind community, then you can go forever. But if you go in the red zone, then you're going really hard, and maybe you can do it, 10 minutes, all right? But then you can go into green zone and do another 10 minutes of red. But the idea is you get to play around. If you have 60 minutes, you want to work your endurance, do this for 60 minutes. It's not fun. I get it. But there's no excuse, There's just no excuse. So now you know, every time for the rest of your life, you realize that, you know what? I don't have an excuse not to work out anymore. Even if you only have 1 minute or 30 seconds or one repetition or whatever it is, just do that, Just do that one thing. And then maybe later on during the day, you can do more, right? But let's just do something every day. Keep the momentum up. A few months ago, I decided that I will never take a rest day for the rest of my life, which goes against everything I thought about before. But here's the thing. Not taking a rest day doesn't mean I'm not recovering. So of course you're thinking, well, what if you get sick or whatever? What if the worst thing ever happens? You get a man cold. What are you going to do about that? Good question. Since most people don't survive a man cold. No. But the thing is, I would just do one, I will keep the momentum going, but just doing one ape exercise. Even when I had 42 degrees of fever, did one, Because I did something every day. Yeah, it's not a full workout, but I'm never losing my routine or always working out. So the question now is not whether or not I should work out. The question now is how much, right? Before it used to be, okay, should I? When should I? What should I? And all those decisions just turns it into like a massive project. Now, the only question is how much? Like how long am I going to dedicate today? Because I don't have to figure out what to do. Already have this thing, which to be fair, I don't do this every day. It's just my backup plan. So I always have something to do, So I don't have any excuses like, I don't know what to do. Well, I always have this. Well, I don't have any gear. I don't need any gear. I don't have any space. I don't need any space. Well, my back hurts. I don't need my back. I could just do the squats. You see what I'm saying? It's just like, this is a system of opportunities. This is a system of just like getting rid of all the excuses and getting the work done, which I believe is the most important thing. And keep doing that until the end of days, right? It's just a part of our lives. Eat, breathe, have good relationships, work out, and do amazing things in life. And that should be it. Yeah, sorry about that, guys. This has turned out to be more of a podcast than it has been mental strength training. Usually we teach a lot more techniques and focus on that, but seeing the comments and seeing your discussions, I think this is worth commenting on and discussing. Is that healthy for you guys, or do you want to do more technical stuff? You can do that as well. I'm here for you. Do you want my stories or you want technical stuff? Keep blabbing. Okay. Keep blabbing. I like that. I'll take it. I'll keep blabbing. The most beautiful thing anyone ever said to me. Keep blabbing. Yeah, so just remember that a big part of Unbreakable Mind is the idea of just keep going and making sure that we have systems and structures in place to remove excuses and to remove hurdles, right? Just like we did with those thoughts in our head, which were saying things to us that weren't useful. In the same way, we want to structure our lives so that it's really easy to make the right decisions and the positive ones in our life. So for example, I am a big fan of chocolate. I will eat one of those chocolate bars in 2.5 seconds.
That is almost not a joke. Oops. So what do I do then? Because I don't want to overeat on chocolates, because it's also like 100% sugar and, not good for you in the long run. So what I don't do is I don't stock my fridge full up with that stuff, because then it's going to get eaten. And that would be the idea of having bad things close to you. So instead, I make sure that every time I keep it in the store. So if the chocolate is still in the store, it becomes more hard to do stuff, to get it done. I need to go to the store. And chances are, by the time it takes me to get to the store, I realize, you know what, I'm not really that in the mood for it, so I'll just do something else instead. And that's a win. But if it's in the house, the threshold is so short that I could just grab it, and I don't have enough obstacles between me and it will get devoured very quickly, right? Same idea, in another perspective. You can be pissed off at people who don't pick up the dog poop after their dogs, right? Or you can put up little rolls of, what's it called? Those poopy bags. So people can take the poopy bags and take up the poop and throw away the poop. So like you're making it easier for people to do the right thing, right? And I want you to make it easier for yourself to do the right thing. The APE exercise is about making it easier for you to do the right thing, removing all the excuses and just getting the work done. Okay, we have a few more minutes left. And I want to hear in the chat what you guys are thinking about the APE exercise, always possible exercise. Does it make sense? Okay, the repetition. It is squat into a push-up, into a squat, into a jump. That's it. And you can modify it how much you want. Exactly. Just keep doing that one. You can do it fast, you can do it slow, you can do it with variations, you can do it with a weight vest, you can do it while crying, you can do it while eating chocolate. Endless opportunities, guys. All right. We have about 1 minute left to go. For those of you who are in Unbreakable Mind, you're going to perform a after-action review or a debrief as soon as I turn off the recording. And we're going to do that together. But for the rest of us, we're just going to go through with the last minute here and get the most out of this. Good thing. Because the after-action review is very important to get the lessons learned, to understand what worked, what didn't work, so we can improve for the next time. And that's a big part of the program. So make sure we get all the lessons. We don't just live life, we also learn from it. So we don't turn up like those 40-year-old dudes who have been around but still suck at what they're doing. But they have all the experience. We've all met them. They've been around for a long time, and therefore they're supposed to be really good at something, but they still suck. This is because they never did proper after-action reviews and got the right lessons and draw the correct conclusions. But we'll do that after exercise. All right, 30 seconds left. Thank you guys all for joining Unbreakable Mind 44 workout, which this Thursday was a mental strength workout. We're focusing on breath work. We're focusing on thought patterns and how you can redirect thought patterns you don't want into something more positive, so you can have a supportive inner game, as Diana Sofia calls it. And that's it for today. 44 minutes Unbreakable Mind workout is done. Thanks so much for showing up. And you have Tuesdays and Thursdays to hang out with me, do the workouts. It's just fun. Come hang out, do what these guys are doing, get a workout in. If you can do 10 minutes, fine. Do all of it, even better. Just come, hang out, enjoy, get a free workout in, and it's fun. All right, guys, whatever you do, train is a fight and stay strong.